Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Iowa for NASCAR Heat 5 on the channel here today. NASCAR Xfinity Series full race live stream action tonight on the channel as we get set for our 18th race of the season. No practice going into this one here tonight, just going to have session qualifying roll on with this 250 lap race, the Circuit City 250, presented by Tampron. Tyler Burbeck, Cold 88, Ghost Destroyer, and Garrett Master 2000. Welcome to the stream as we are about to get going here in this one. Kyle Busch sits 23 points behind Austin Cindric for the regular season championship. And after the conclusion of tonight's race, just 8 races to go until the playoffs.
Time to go now.
So Kyle pulls out of his pit box. Session qualifying will arise. Top 24 advance to the second round. We'll see where Busch will qualify for the race here tonight. A little bit looser of a setup here, at least for qualifying. Car feels fast right out of the gate by Busch. We'll see how he can do. At the start finish line this time for Busch. 23.831. That is good enough for 23rd. Just good enough to make it to round 2 of qualifying. Top of the charts in round 1 was Noah Gregson. We also come into this race again with 9 different winners on the season as well, so we've got that going for us. We'll take a closer look at that at the end of the night. See if we might get a 10th different winner in this race today. Loose getting down into turn 1. Kyle still got it to roll through the center of the corner pretty well for the most part. Top 12 advance to the third and final round of qualifying here. So Busch is going to have to pick up the time quite a bit. Really backing it off in 3 and 4, trying to get a good jump. He's going to run a second lap here, so he'll run another lap. 23.691 at the start finish line that time. That is faster than the lap he ran in round 1. Got back in the gas a little early through 1 and 2. He washed way up the track, but stayed in the gas. He never had to lift on exit of the corner. Drove it in deep through 3 and 4. He's doing everything he can. Saw the smoke coming out of that left front tire there for a quick moment. And his first lap was quicker. He'll jump up to 16th, but it's not good enough to make it to round 2. So Kyle Busch will start 16th in tonight's race. Brandon Jones, top of the charts in round number 2, and it looks like we got at least one driver going to the rear of the field for the start of the race. Joshua White, welcome to the stream. Can't wait to attend Talladega, neither can I, and I definitely can't wait for Darlington this weekend. That's first and foremost. Got the Southern 500. So again, final live stream before I leave for Darlington. I leave tomorrow. But I will be live streaming in the late morning hours tomorrow, so that is the only time I'm able to stream. But I want to get that out for you guys because I'm not going to be able to be back home to stream again until Tuesday. So we'll be without some streaming action there for a little bit after these next 2 days, but nevertheless, there will still be predictions videos and post-race analysis video for this weekend coming up as well. So you still got that to look for also. Doing pretty good here tonight. Junior Car 17, welcome to the stream. Also, King, welcome to the stream. So we get set for the Circuit City 250. Brandon Jones will be starting on the pole in tonight's race. Brandon Brown, Ray Black Jr. will be the 2 drivers to start at the rear of the field. No problem there, Joshua. And we will be vlogging the trip as well. Noah Gregson qualified second in this race. Brandon Jones again on the pole. Green flag in the air. Night racing at Iowa. We're underway. Short tracking it on a Wednesday night. 3 wide down into turn 1 goes Busch. Still got that looser setup he ran in qualifying. Here for the race today. Oh man, Harrison Burton got really tight going up the track, getting into turn 1. They went 3 wide. They're still 3 wide out of the rearview mirror of Busch. Was able to gain about 4 spots on the opening lap of the race. Drove it in deep, trying to get around Ryan. Green looking to the bottom there. Couldn't quite get underneath Busch. Busch back up the track to side draft Sieg before they get into turn 3. Brandon Jones led lap 1, and there goes the points leader, Austin Cindric, looking to the inside. Jones will lead lap 2. Cindric gets around Busch on the outside for 10th. Jumps to the bottom underneath of Brian Sieg now. Side by side for the lead through turns 1 and 2 at the front of the field. Austin Cindric trying to get to the lead early on and perhaps maybe even pull away. Iowa is definitely a fun time, that is for sure. Probably the widest short track in any of the top 3 series in NASCAR. Little larger than 3/4 of a mile, but not quite 1 mile in length, so it is definitely a short track. But as Cindric holds on to the lead, Noah Gregson is now looking to get around him for the race lead at the front of the field. And Gregson gets to his inside through turns 1 and 2. Yep, playoff start on Sunday for the Cup Series. And a prestigious crown jewel event nonetheless, too. Southern 500. Alistair Moore, welcome to the stream. Daniel Hemrick looking to the back bumper of Busch now for 11th. Busch kind of beat him back to the gas. Look at Matt Mills up here in the top 15. He looked to the outside for 12th place going into 1 and 2. Didn't quite work out for him, but he is there. Anthony Hanley, welcome to the stream. Busch trying to grip the bottom, but Hemrick was there. Sieg slides up the track, and Busch slid right up into Sieg on the exit of turn 4. Hemrick clears Busch because of it, and he stays to the inside of Ryan Sieg himself. And this time Busch is going to definitely be able to clear Sieg for position, so he's right back up to 11th. Hemrick hasn't been running good since that win at Road America, but nevertheless, he's trying to go at it tonight, quickly in the top 10 at Iowa. Matt Mills has jumped up to 12th now, and he's looking for 11th perhaps on Kyle Busch. Hemrick goes high through 1 and 2. Busch gets a good run on him. Outside just doesn't really work that well at Iowa. Not entirely sure why guys keep going quite that far. You can run the middle line, and that tends to work from time to time if you have a fast enough car. Yeah, Greg Biffle is racing the trucks. On truck or Xfinity races, they're not letting them in this weekend once again. I did hear they were going to let people in for at least the Xfinity race at Bristol. Not going to that, but it'll be the first race the Xfinity Series has had fans since the pandemic. I don't know if they are for the Truck Series 2 or not, but I know Xfinity for sure. Yeah, Biffle was my favorite driver growing up as a kid before I started rooting for Ryan Blaney too, so it's kind of a bummer. I was actually kind of really hoping we could see that truck race on Sunday in person too. Be cool to root for Greg Biffle one last time in person, but likely one last time. I know it was definitely cool to see him win at Texas last year. I haven't seen all the throwback schemes. Again, with work this week, I haven't really seen any of the more recent ones. I did see Busch's that he announced, I believe it was yesterday. And it looks kind of like a typical M&M scheme, but it does kind of reminisce of that old, early 2000s M&M's paint scheme for sure. And obviously I saw a couple of the other ones, like all the Hendrick cars. I've seen those, but yeah, I don't really have an opinion on many of them, simply because I haven't seen most of them. Kyle Busch going for 10th on Ross Chastain. And he's got it easily. Took him one corner to get around Chastain for position. And Cindric was able to lead about 2 laps, and he is fading back, but that's what Busch wants to see. As Kyle is trying to run him down. R6, welcome to the stream. Car's handling pretty well, honestly. It might look a little loose on your guys' screen, but honestly, it feels pretty good. We'll have to see over the course of the long run just how fast it is. And again, Austin Cindric moving backwards, came in with a 23-point lead on Busch. Kyle's a pretty good short track racer. Does have 8 wins on the year after winning at Watkins Glen on Monday night. And there's a big run, 3 wide to the bottom into turn 3. Underneath Michael Annett and Anthony Alfredo. Oh man, still 3 wide now down the front stretch. Alfredo had a pretty big run off the top. Annett had to get out of the gas there into turn 1. Busch clears him. And Busch is also going to clear Alfredo off of turn 2. Big run. He's going to get to the inside of Cindric for 7th place into turn 3. And here comes Annett and Alfredo to try and swallow up Cindric. Annett gets to the inside of the 22. That is for 8th place out of Busch's rearview mirror now. And there's Hemrick up to 6th. He still tries to run him down. Black Ace, welcome to the stream. Hemrick goes to the outside. Busch seems to be a little better through turns 1 and 2 than 3 and 4. Look at how much ground he gained, but he got back in the gas too soon. And all the ground gained was quickly lost. Lost a ton of momentum off the exit of the corner by getting out of the gas. Lap traffic up ahead. And as usual on short tracks, we'll be seeing constant lap traffic throughout the course of the race tonight. That is a given. Matt Mills has jumped up to 8th place in that 5 car. He hasn't had many good runs this season. He's having one here tonight on a short track nonetheless. Busch trying to run down Hemrick once more. Chase Briscoe currently running 5th. And Cindric's as far back as at least 10th, if not worse. Busch to the inside of Hemrick into turn 3. Oh, 3 wide. They're going to catch the lap car. McLaughlin in a terrible spot. Hemrick had to get out of the gas just a little bit, and that allows Busch to get by him for 6th. Cleared him before they even got into turn 1. Now we'll see if Busch can drive away. Oh, he's in the wall off of turn 2. Boy, that car really pushed up the racetrack. Hemrick had nowhere to go on the inside of Busch after he bounced it off the wall there, so he wasn't able to pass him on the outside through 3 and 4. Justin Haley now back to 5th, battling Briscoe for 4th still as Haley tries to cross him over back to the inside. B, welcome to the stream. Now Busch goes 3 wide again off of turn 2, but there's 2 lap cars to his outside. He should easily clear them both by the time they get off of turn 4, and he does. Justin Haley, Chase Briscoe, both within a second and a half out of the windshield of Kyle Busch's car. 25 laps complete early on tonight at Iowa. No cautions up to this point. Fun fact, Keegan's leaving for Darlington tomorrow. That is very true. I'm pumped. I am pumped. Gonna get around to golf out before I leave tomorrow morning at my local golf course. Not leaving until about noon, 1 o'clock or so tomorrow afternoon. I'm going with my dad, and he's still got to work, but he's gonna get off early enough, so. Oh, Briscoe caught behind the lap car, trying to cut down in front of Busch, and now Baccarella's in Busch's way in the center of the corner. Busch just squeezes under him, and look at Briscoe to the outside, Busch to the inside, 3 wide. As they split Baccarella, now they're side by side for 4th going into turn 1. Both of them sliding around, and Busch will overtake Chase Briscoe for the spot. Allgaier 2nd, Brandon Jones in 3rd, Noah Gregson the race leader right now. Thanks, R6. Man, Harrison Burton off to a rough start outside. Well outside the top 20, I should add. Look at this heavy lap traffic here right with the leaders. Oh, 99 Balicki really did not give Busch a great corner exit. 3 wide into 3. All the short tracks, though, again, at least this one's wide enough that, although it's still tight on the exits of the corners, when going 3 wide, it is definitely possible. Oh, for sure, always. Yeah, we got about I think it's about a 10-hour trip, if I remember correctly, according to Google Maps. But we're not driving all down there one day. Now, typically, I leave early enough in the morning when I go with somebody else. My dad wants to split the trip up in half. He doesn't want to be in the vehicle for 10 hours straight. That doesn't bother me personally. I've done it before. I don't think it's that bad, but there's a difference between the two of us when it comes to that, so that's all right. Whatever. Either way, we would get a hotel room, so we'll get down there a couple days before the race. Busch is running down Jones. Couple lap cars right in front of Brandon off the exit of turn 4. Busch gonna try to maybe use them as a pick. And Jones is able to get to that middle lane still, but Busch clears him into 1 and 2. Look at Noah Gregson still almost 6 seconds ahead of Busch. Noah Gregson's absolutely dominating this race up to this point. He's even got about a 4-second lead over Justin Allgaier in 2nd. The tickets were only $45 actually. Yeah, not that expensive at all. Pretty good seats, practically right on the start-finish line. High enough up we can see the whole track, so good to go. Not a big track either, it's barely over a mile. Well, it's like that. It's a little over a mile and a quarter, but it's not a very large track. It'll feel like a short track compared to a lot of the tracks I've been to. Oh, great move by Busch. Quickly to the bottom, but now Joe Graff Jr. might be in the way. Oh, Busch slides up in front of Allgaier, trying to get to the outside of Joe Graff Jr. Just enough room up there to do it. And here comes Allgaier all the way to the bottom. Busch kind of running that middle to upper lane through 1 and 2, and he still stays clear of the 7 for 2nd place. Yeah, you would think they'd be higher for not having as many fans, but I noticed Bristol, you guys on the vlog, we said turn 1, we were pretty high up and we had really good seats, and I want to say, I mean, granted, it's not a bad seat in that place, but from the view of it at least, And I only paid 65, I believe it was, for a ticket. Yeah, you would think a Crown Jewel event it would have been more too, but I think it's just more they really want the fans to get in the racetrack, knowing that they're allowing limited capacity.
Stay low, stay low. Clear high, bud.
Joseph Baloney, welcome to the stream. Oh! Looked at the chat a little too long there. Not good when Busch is trying to run down Gregson. Right front tire down to about 35% tire wear. It's taken the majority of the run to run Gregson down. Busch has a fast long run car, and that's why he's driven his way up to second, but hasn't led a lap yet. Still 3.5 seconds off the lead. Better film the burnout for sure. For sure. Well, unless Blaney wins, because Blaney doesn't do burnouts. He does the traditional Polish victory lap. Old school. But no, I'll film all that. Just like I did with Bristol. Your birthday's tomorrow, Joseph. Congratulations. Happy birthday. Busch is clicking away on Gregson. You see that interval getting smaller and smaller and smaller by the lap. So we're almost 50 laps complete into the race, but Gregson definitely looks like the guy to beat early on. Gregson leads Busch in second, Allgaier third, Brandon Jones fourth, and Chase Briscoe rounds out the top five here tonight at Iowa. Our next full race live stream again will be tomorrow before I go to Darlington. Late morning hours, Eastern time zone. I'm not sure exactly what time we're going to start that. We're probably looking right around 10:30 a.m. And we'll be running at Bristol for the Xfinity series. So another Xfinity race before I ship out on the road tomorrow. Look at Austin Cindric. He's in that mess up at the front of the field here too. 2.5 lead. The points leader in danger of going a lap down, and he's just outside the top 10. And he is a lap down. That is big. Austin Cindric a lap down already. Just less than 50 laps into the race, and now he goes down the track to kind of pinch Busch down there, and now he got caught behind Tommy Joe Martin's. Nowhere to go for Cindric. And Busch now under a second off the lead from Gregson. And a lot of heavy lap traffic still ahead of Noah. Tim Irvin, welcome to the stream. Oh, you got tickets? Nice called. The 100 tickets left. I'm surprised there are still some available, to be completely honest. Probably people selling their tickets that can't go or don't want to go because of COVID. Noah Gregson stuck on the inside behind Harmon. Busch to the outside. Kyle Busch will lead his first lap of the race at lap 49. He got to the lead there on Gregson at the start-finish line, cleared him off of turn 4 on the outside. And now Michael Annett about to go a lap down just outside the top 10. Oh, a little contact getting into turn number 3. They're only allowing 8,000 fans tomorrow. Yeah, 8,000 fans will be the capacity tomorrow. That place seats almost 50,000 people. I believe it seats about 49,000 if I'm not mistaken. So it'll be a little bit less than 20% capacity. So it'll be pretty bare. It'll be probably even more bare than what the Bristol All-Star race was when I was there. Well, we're on the championship mode here, Joseph. Yeah, this is championship mode. Race by race with the Xfinity, the trucks, and the Cup Series. For these full race live streams. Kyle Busch really sliding around late in the run. That right front under 20% tire wear. He's made it over 50 laps into the run. He's likely going to have to pit for tires before he's going to have to pit for fuel. But short tracks tend to wear out the tires quite a bit. And that's what you're seeing on Busch's Toyota here in this race today. And there's Matt Mills in 8th place. About to go a lap down. But this is good because this is likely not going to allow Cindric to get back on the lead lap at least for a while in this race, unless he can obviously work himself to the free pass position and get a caution at some point in time. Thanks for subbing there, Joseph. Yeah, I'm like right on the start-finish line practically called. I can't remember what row because they had to realign the seating because of the COVID. Because I want to say I was like row 13 before. I think I'm like 4 rows up from where I was, but I think I'm in the same section. Rewind for a quick moment again there. Busch is clear. Should be able to make it at least 60 laps into the run. Reason why we are not pitting quite yet, despite the tires being very worn out, trying to make it to the end of the run. Again, you don't want to really short pit any more than you have to at Iowa. With it being a short track, we would easily go 2 laps down, and if we get a caution, we'll be stuck. 1 lap down, a little easier to come back from 2 laps down. On the other hand, not as much. So Busch is going to stay out on the racetrack, at least for the next few laps. Oh boy. Yeah, I can't remember what section number I'm in exactly, but I know I'm like right on the start-finish line practically. Oh boy, that is a big slide there through 1 and 2. Mainly on entry. Yeah, I'll be wearing my Blaney gear. Pretty tall. It's gonna say red beard, but the mask might be covering that unless I'm in my seat, so. A little bit of incognito there, but. Busch still trying to get around as many lap cars as possible. 60 laps in the books here at Iowa, still caution free. And there's Daniel Hemrick in 7th, not too far ahead of where Busch is at on the track right now, and he can still stay out for a few more laps here. We're less than 5 laps away from the end of the actual fuel window itself. And now 6 cars on the lead lap. One thing I have noticed, it feels like it's a little easier to conserve tire wear when you're using the steering wheel versus the actual controller. And that was the fastest lap that Busch has ran today, 23.787. It comes at the very end of the run of this tire stint. Busch sliding around quite a bit. He's going to stay out one more lap, just in case we get that caution. So he's made it to lap 64, and there's Justin Haley in 6th right in front of him. Man, Cindric is about to go 2 laps down there if Busch didn't have to pit this time. So Kyle Busch will hit pit road. No clue what the pit road speed limit is. There was no practice, so he wasn't able to practice a pit stop. Got to make sure he doesn't speed. 40 miles per hour is the pit road speed limit, and a good job getting on right then and there. Kyle Busch, 4 fresh tires and a full tank of fuel coming. He is the first to hit pit road. I put the fuel on normal. Fuel and tire wear is always on normal for all these races. So fuel and tire wear always at normal with the full races. Keeping everything about as even as, or about as actual as they would be. So we're still green. Kyle Busch was the first driver to hit pit road. So he tries to get up to speed now. So he is a lap down, or almost a lap down. He's actually surprisingly on the lead lap, but I think there might have been some drivers pitting that time. Caution's out. Caution is out. There's a wreck getting onto pit road. Somebody hit hard, I believe. Man, I couldn't tell exactly who that was. Looks like Briscoe will get the free pass in 13th. I could not tell who that was, but there was somebody that got T-boned coming onto pit road. Might have hit the inside wall. These 2 cars came together there, and that will be the first caution of the race, and that just really hurt Busch as he loses the track position. He will go from the lead to 6th, it looks like. A couple guys still have to pit, so he'll jump ahead of them, and he got very lucky that Gregson pitted behind him, because otherwise Busch would have gotten caught a lap down. That is the first race, or sorry, the first caution of the race. Busch will restart in 4th. While Matt Mills in 3rd right now. Green flag back in the air as Gregson leads the field to the green. Oh, what a restart by Busch. Oh, look at him throwing the needle. About went 4 wide there, and he's going to clear everyone off of turn 2. Look at Matt Mills going for 2nd place. 3 wide now for 2nd, back behind Busch. An amazing restart by Kyle Busch to get to the lead. There's still 3 wide back there. And now side by side, here comes Justin Haley in the mix. And Cindric, by the way, back on the lead lap now. Very fortunate of a caution for him there. It looked like he wasn't going to get that lap back as quickly as he did. But he got the lucky break with the caution, and Mills moves Busch. Matt Mills moves Kyle Busch. Mills to the lead off of turn 4 for the first time tonight. 70 laps complete. Haley in 2nd, Hemrick in 3rd. Busch had a really good run despite running the top side there. He's able to get down in front of Hemrick by the time they get into 3. And here comes Jones now to the outside of Busch. What a run he had there. And Gregson, the big loser on that restart, he's battling right now right around 5th and 6th positions on the racetrack after restarting from the lead. And now he's battling Riley Herbst for 6th. Here comes Hemrick. Busch couldn't block him off. Oh, Gregson got to the outside. 3 wide middle. Busch about made contact with Gregson there, and now he makes contact on corner exit of 4 as they both lose ground off of turn 4 now. Crazy restart here at Iowa as Justin Haley now leads the race after Mills was able to lead for a couple laps after Busch led the first 2. Chastain in the free pass spot right now in 14th. Not sure who he's racing for that position. Busch has fallen back to 8th place now. Brandon Jones goes for the lead through 1 and 2 after Haley led for a few laps. So Brandon Jones is going to take the lead at the start-finish line officially here. But with Noah Gregson being the fastest car likely in the race to beat today, he is stuck in traffic along with arguably the second fastest car, Kyle Busch. And here comes Cindric back up to 9th. and he's looking for 8th on Kyle Busch. And now Daniel Hemrick is going for the lead on Brandon Jones up there. Man, the lead just keeps changing back and forth from the restart. We've had 4 different leaders, maybe 5 if Hemrick can get to the lead since the restart. Gregson led at the line. Mills led some laps. Haley led some laps. Jones is leading laps now. Busch led some laps. And now Hemrick is looking for it. Busch back to the inside of Mills for 7th. The lead was short-lived for Matt. Look at Gregson moving around quite a bit there off of turn 4. Busch sends it underneath Mills through 1 and 2. He gets to the inside. He couldn't quite clear him. Mills had a huge side draft off of turn 4. Busch moves up. Stalling that run out that Justin Allgaier had there for a quick moment. They're 3 wide behind us. Mills is cleared by Busch now. Cindric all the way to the bottom trying to make some passes himself. Gregson goes high. Busch to the bottom. Has a big run to his inside. Gonna go up the track. Wasn't quite there. I mean, he was there. He just didn't side draft him enough. And now here comes Cindric underneath the 54. Austin Cindric trying to get around Busch for 7th. Busch got a good drive off. How will turn 1 work out? Oh man, they are so close to making contact. Busch really pinched Cindric down. He's trying not to let Austin get around him. Busch blocks him off in turn 2. How did Busch hold on the outside there? Especially with that 22 car being able to get under him. Cindric got loose off of turn 4, lost a little ground. Busch beats him back to the gas. Gregson's driven his way back to the top 5. Yeah, I'm driving. Well, I'm not. Well, me and my dad are driving. We're taking his truck. I usually drive in my car. Because usually if we go, I usually don't go with. I mean, I've gone with my sister a couple times. I've driven, but me and my dad specifically by ourselves have not gone to a race. I've taken the family to Michigan the last couple years, but that's our home track. It only takes barely over an hour to get there from where I live, so. But yeah, we're driving. I usually try to drive. I love driving. Busch trying to get underneath Riley Herbst for a spot on the racetrack. For 6th, here comes Allgaier trying to pounce on both of them. Oh, that 18 car got really, really loose going into turn 3. Again, we have seen cars sliding around quite a bit today. Short run, long run, it doesn't matter. Good old-fashioned short track racing here tonight. Busch up to 6th. Allgaier up to 7th. Herbst lost 2 spots in about a half a lap. And Allgaier now looking to get around Busch perhaps. He's all over his back bumper. Alfredo trying to hang on to 5th. Gregson's moved his way up to 4th. Allgaier got to the inside of Busch off of turn 4. Cal gonna drive it in deep. Maybe trying to pinch Allgaier down just like he did with Cindric. That's risky because when you get to the center of the corner, that's when the car on the inside is able to really side draft the car on the outside. Busch got a good drive off of turn number 2. Oh man, they come together into 3 and Allgaier gets loose. A little bit of a racing incident there as both the 7 and the 54 got together through 3 and 4. Mixture of Busch trying to pinch him at the same time. Allgaier was trying to send it into the corner, and just the racing deal there. So they got together, but a great save by Allgaier nonetheless. He still holds on to 7th. Man, that's a bummer, Tim. Bush trying to get around one of the faster lap cars of Ross Chastain now. And again, Cindric's falling at least 9th or worse on the track as we run. Justin Haley in 5th. Next driver, Bush is trying to pass for position. So Gregson's worked his way as far up the field into 3rd. 14 people watching currently. Thanks for everybody tuning in here tonight. Subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. We got full race live streams on the daily with a realistic broadcast. Though we will not be having streams again Friday through Monday because I'll be at Darlington for the weekend. So getting ready for the Cup race there. Throwback weekend as well. First race of the playoffs. A lot going on. It's a crown jewel event. It's the Southern 500. Should be a lot of fun for me. We will be vlogging the trip in our usual post-race analysis and predictions video that we have normally on the channel. So again, if you're new, you're watching right now, please subscribe. Road to 1,000. Oh, Bush into Harmon off of turn 4. Bush ends up in the wall right after it. He barely got to the back bumper of Harmon on the exit of turn number 4, and it just shot him straight into the wall. You saw how tight his car got immediately in that dirty air behind the 74 car. At least it wasn't a hard hit. It's only about 2.5 seconds off the lead despite being in 5th. When Gregson was out in front, he really pulled away from the field, but he's not out in front right now. He did just get to the lead. So Gregson just passed Brandon Jones about a lap or two ago for the lead. Fredo got hung up behind the lap car. Here comes Bush all the way to the bottom, but Fredo had that protective line. He was able to hold on. Bush beats him back to the gas, though, off of turn 4, but he's not quite close enough, I don't think, to make a move into turn 1. We'll see. Boy, he drove it in there deep. What a power move by Bush to get to 4th. Now, Fredo couldn't even get a crossover work there. And look at him going 3 wide for the lead up there in the midst of lap traffic. Gregson and Jones side by side. Hemrick right behind him. They're still 3 wide with the lap cars. And Jones back to the lead into turn 1. Oh, Hemrick got loose trying to drive that car to the inside through 1 and 2. And here comes Bush. 4 cars under a blanket through the lap traffic for the lead in the middle portion of the race at Iowa tonight. Gregson back to that left rear corner panel of Jones off the exit of 4. They're side by side at the line now. Hemrick, Bush, not too far behind. Through 1 and 2, Bush drove it in deep, trying to get underneath the 8 of Hemrick. Almost got there. Oh, Hemrick checked up. Hemrick got loose off of turn 2. 3 wide now. Bush for 3rd. And he's going to clear Hemrick off of turn 4 for 3rd. About a second off the lead now. Gregson leads Jones 2nd. Both Gregson and Jones have not won a race yet this year. And again, Gregson probably looks like he's got the fastest car here tonight. Bush might have the fastest long run car. But for about the first 2/3 to 3/4 of the run, it's all Gregson. Luckily, both Bush and Gregson had bad restarts there. If Gregson would have taken off on the restart, Bush would be nowhere close to the lead like he is right now. Jones is starting to lose the 9 car. And now he's in danger of losing 2nd because here comes Bush. Using Joe Graff Jr. as a little bit of a pick. Bush up to 2nd, half a second off the lead now. Gregson caught the lap car of Howard, I believe that is. Yep, it is Howard in the 15. Kind of a bad spot, and here comes Bush through 1 and 2 to the inside of Gregson. He's on the left rear corner panel. Gregson can't come down and clear him. Big side draft there into 3, and Gregson gets tight, goes up the hill. Bush to the lead off of turn 4. And for just the 2nd time tonight at lap 100, Kyle Busch will be back in the lead again at Iowa. Still 150 laps to go. Still 3 sets of tires on pit road for Busch to use throughout the course of the rest of this race. Yeah, the 6-hour drive's not bad at all. That's about how long it took me to get to Watkins Glen last year. I drove by myself to Charlotte for the Roval race last year, and it took me about 9 hours. As long as you're driving in the daytime, you can stay awake pretty easily. It's that nighttime driving, especially when you're by yourself and you're going for a long period of time, is where it could possibly get tiring. But yeah, in the daytime, I've never once really gotten tired of driving. I've driven as far as Atlanta, which was about 10 hours, and this is going to be about 10 hours to Darlington, so about the same length. Especially if you get a good night's sleep the night before, too. That definitely helps.
Still there? You got room. You're clear there.
13th place car, Josh Williams right there. He's the last driver on the lead lap right now, and here comes Busch. Got caught behind Baccarella. Busch to his inside. They were 3 wide. They split Baccarella, and now he clears Williams easily in the center of 1 and 2. Already a 3.5 second lead for Kyle. Since taking the lead, of course. Oh, we got trouble. Landon Castle's up in smoke. Caution is out. He goes up the racetrack. That right front tire might have blown on Castle. Caution's out for the second time today, a few laps after Busch had taken the lead for the second time. He led for about 6 laps. 4 fresh tires and a full tank of fuel. 2 seconds of damage to be repaired for Busch. Yeah, that's pretty cool, Tim. Wow, Busch lost 5 spots on pit road. A very slow stop for the 54 team. He got from 4th to 1st on the restart. Can he go from 6th to 1st? It's going to be a lot bigger of a challenge, but we'll see. 142 to go, and he's just kind of stuck in there right now. Oh, man! Alfredo got loose going into turns 1 and 2. Got a lot better of a restart that time as he holds on to the lead. Busch trying to get the car to turn. He does. He's up to 5th. Only gained 1 spot on the restart that time. Brandon Jones going high. Busch all the way to the bottom. Big run. Corner exit. Oh, no. He's trying to come back down in front of Haley. He turns him. There's a big crash going into turn 3. Huge crash into turn 3. Busch got into Haley off of turn 2. Caution's out for the 3rd time tonight. Oh, man. Busch trying to keep it off the 19 of Jones, and when he swung back to the inside, he hit Haley. Haley wipes out down the backstretch into turn 3. A huge pile up behind. Man, oh, man. And we'll stack them up again. That slow pit stop put Busch back in that position. Don't forget that. He'll be restarting 5th here. Gregson still in the lead. Gregson will try to do it again. Rafael Perez, welcome to the stream. Noah Gregson will lead the field to the green. Green flag back in the air again at Iowa, following the 3rd caution of the night. Definitely the shortest green flag run of the race by far. Great restart by Busch. Oh, he's going to get underneath Gregson. They're 3 wide for the lead. 3 wide for the lead, and clear goes Busch. Down the backstretch into 3 now. Briscoe on the bottom right behind him. Here comes Gregson in the middle lane. He's still blocked off for the moment. Not quite. He is still there. And Allgaier actually led the lap at the line. Oh, Busch slides up. He got tight. And here goes Briscoe. Briscoe to the bottom. And here comes Cindric. He's in the top 5. Briscoe gets loose. Busch going to try to cross them both over into turn 3. And Chase Briscoe will take the lead. Busch makes contact with Jones. He's stuck on him. And here comes Cindric to the bottom, trying to get up to 3rd. He has now run in the top 5 all night. Look at how loose Jones got. Gregson lost a ton of spots from the lead back to about 8th on the restart. Busch is back in 7th. Cindric got really tight. Oh, and that put the bumper to Busch now. That really shot him off. Busch had to get out of the gas on corner exit of 4 after getting shoved up the track by Annette. Huge melee from about 3rd on back. Sage Castillo, welcome to the stream. Back to about 10th place. Brandon Brown's a lap down right now. To the inside of Busch. Gregson back to 9th. Busch had a really good run off of turn 2 despite running that lane off the bottom because Brandon Brown was there. But it's Chase Briscoe leading his first laps of the night all of a sudden. Another driver, again, who has not won this season. Just 3 spots still open for the playoffs. Busch really slid up the track. He wasn't able to clear Gregson. Oh, man. Cindric slid up right in front of the 9 car, getting into turn 3. They're 3 wide and tight. Gregson about got sandwiched in between Busch and Cindric. We're battling for the points lead again. Cindric comes in 23 points ahead of Busch for that regular season title standings. No stages on any of these races this season. Busch clears him for 9th. It's a 2-point swing right there. Cindric has barely ran in the top 5. Really, this restart was the only time he was up there. He's been outside the top 10 most of the night. Gregson moves past Michael Annette. Matt Mills just in front of him as well. Gregson to the inside. He clears Mills off at turn 4. Up to 6th for the 9 team. For Junior Motorsports. Oh, Annette slid up. Busch couldn't quite get under him. Couldn't quite clear Mills either. And look at Justin Haley to the inside. And now Riley Herbst is in the mix. Right in front of Busch. Busch beats Haley back to the gas. Can he get the drive off of turn 2? He does. He's getting clear by the time they get into 3. But Michael Annette now pulls the block on Busch. And Annette sends it through 3 and 4. Now trying to get to the inside of his teammate Gregson. Oh, Wolfs came into him. Looked like Annette had to get out of the gas there. He couldn't quite stay alongside the 9. Busch all over the back of the 1 car. They both cleared Gregson off of turn 2 that time. Busch to the inside of Annette now for 5th into turn 3. Sliding up the track. Ripped in the outside. Busch drives it hard into 1 and 2. Trying to side draft Annette. They're both clear of Gregson and Haley behind, who are also side by side for position. Busch, slide job. Clears Annette off of turn 4 that time. We're going to alternate through the different camera angles for the first time in the race tonight. Cross flags, we're halfway home. 125 laps down and 125 to go at Iowa tonight. Oh, Haley just sends it into the side of the 54 of Busch. Haley got sideways. Here comes Gregson on the top now to get right around him. Gregson slipped right through everybody, but he couldn't quite clear Busch by the time they got into one, and Busch passes him right back. My goodness. Anthony Alfredo's had a pretty quiet but good night as well. That 21 car's in fourth. He's been in the top 5 periodically. Running in the top 5 now in what is the second half of the race. And also remember, just 2 more sets of tires for Kyle Busch. So they need to conserve these tires as much as they can, just in case we get a few more cautions in the race today. Seen quite a bit of tire wear over the course of the race. Amari P, welcome to the stream. Yeah, it would be my first fan to meet me in person. Definitely feel pretty surreal, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what to feel if that ends up happening, honestly. Other than grateful. Wow, Busch really drove it in deep there to 3 and 4. Anthony Alfredo getting bigger in that windshield of Kyle Busch as he tries to run him down for the 4th spot. Gregson has really taken off since the restart. Well, not as much as you would think. He's struggling to get by the lap traffic as the race gets later and later. And although Gregson leads, he's only 2.5 seconds ahead of Busch, who's in 4th. What happened to the Jimmy races? We got 2 races left on the season. We just had a lot of Xfinity races left because the championship mode for the Xfinity series kept like glitching out on us, and the game kept crashing. So we couldn't go like and keep up race by race by race like we did with the truck and the Cup series. So we ended up getting way ahead with the truck and the Cup, and by the time we were able to run the Xfinity again, that's why you're seeing a lot of Xfinity series races as of late. Simply for that reason. We're just trying to catch up because I want to finish them all at the same time. So that's the only reason.
Still there? You're all clear up top.
Yeah, if it's in the game, for sure. We get the chance to. I haven't looked at the DLCs for this month. Push to the inside of Jones now for 2nd place. And Justin Allgaier is actually leading the race. Gregson's back to 5th. I completely forgot that we had gotten around Gregson pretty quickly on that restart, and he hasn't been able to get through the traffic as well as what we have. So that is why Gregson's back there, and that is probably why the lead wasn't quite as large. Allgaier doesn't quite have the speed his teammate does. Allgaier did win 2 races ago. So Allgaier is locked into the playoffs already. But maybe looking for his second win of the year. He'd be only the third driver to win multiple races this season. Oh boy. Should be got really loose backing it down into turn one there. About halfway through the tire run. Just over 100 to go still. About a half a second off the lead from Allgaier. One more lap, car right in front of Allgaier, then he's got a little bit of room to run after that. Busch has only led 2 separate times tonight. He has not led much in the grand scheme of things. Look at how deep he drove it through 1 and 2 as he cut down that lead quite significantly on Allgaier. Busch to the inside. Through 3 and 4. Allgaier got really loose getting into 3. Busch clears him. A nice clean pass. Through turns 3 and 4. Kyle Busch back to the lead for the third time tonight with just over 100 laps to go at Iowa. Oh, Busch back in the gas a little too soon off of turn 2, but he had some clearance behind him. He's definitely got a faster car at this point in the run than what Allgaier's got. Gregson back up to 4th, but he's about 5.5 seconds back from Busch. Kyle gonna try to run away. Can't pass them, wreck him. Alex Labbe won at Pocono a couple races ago also, and Labbe is locked into the playoffs, not having himself a good night tonight, 22nd, but he's got a few weeks to get it going. Again, 8 races left after this one concludes tonight before the playoffs for the Xfinity Series. Just 3 spots open. We have had 9 different winners in the first 17 races of the season. And we still got Talladega coming up in a couple races, and we go to Bristol tomorrow on the channel for this Xfinity Series season, so we can see a couple different winners there at those 2 tracks for sure as well. If we do have more than 12 different winners on the season, then obviously it'll go down to points after that. The top 12 in points of the drivers that have won will get in, if that was the scenario also. Caution's out for the 4th time tonight. It looks like we're going to have pit stops under caution here. Four fresh tires, 3/4 of a tank of fuel, enough to fill it up. They were just past halfway through the tire run. Brandon Brown in 15th will get the free pass. Hendrick was running 14th at the time of the yellow. I will definitely try to win that championship for Jimmy. We are locked into the championship 4 already. We got Talladega left, and then we have the championship at Darlington for the Southern 500. So we know we have a shot. Here we go. Kyle Busch wins the race off pit road. He'll restart from the lead for the first time tonight. The green flag back in the air at Iowa. 102 laps to go. Who will get the win here tonight? Pretty good restart by Busch. Got through the gears pretty well. Jones, pretty good restart himself in second. Quickly was able to get down ahead of Noah Gregson. Chase Briscoe from behind, but now Briscoe gets to the inside of Jones. Off of turn 4. Jones just to the outside of Busch. Big side draft, and Jones actually leads the lap officially at the start-finish line. Busch all the way to the bottom. Gonna clear him off of turn 2, but here comes Hemrick. Busch might have slid up the track a little too far. Hemrick is on the inside of Busch, and Daniel Hemrick will take the lead off of turn number 4. Look at Josh Williams in the top 5. He's going for 3rd. The 92 car. Oh, Busch got a little loose, and they make contact into turn 1. Williams goes around. He's hard to the wall as he gets hit from behind. Caution's out again. Cindric slides up to 3rd. When the caution came out, he was in 14th. How did Cindric get up there? Busch fell back to 5th. Williams and Busch made contact. Like Williams kind of slid up the track getting into turn 1, slid way up the track into the wall and then got hit by Anthony Alfredo. So a little bit of a two-car crash there. Now Jeremy Clements will get the free pass. So Clements gets the free pass in 16th. We will have 96 laps to go when we go green. Just one set of tires left on Busch's Toyota. Man, Patrick Chatterley, welcome to the stream. Don't forget to bet. Yep, you only make that mistake once. Briscoe leads the field to the green. He's nailed the restarts late in the race. Can he do it again? Ooh, Cindric spun his tires there. Busch gets under him. Let's go. Yes, he does. 4 wide for second. What a move by Cindric. He spun the tires initially, and he gets up to second place. He's been running outside the top 10 most of the night, and here comes Gregson. He's the one to look out for. Busch to the lead with 95 to go. 4th different time he's led now tonight. Can't believe they were 4 wide off of turn 4. Cindric now going for the lead. Has not led all night. He's going to get under Busch off of turn 4. The points go-getters. 1-2 in the standings. Side by side. Busch trying to side draft him down the front stretch. He pulls him back a little bit. Ooh. Man, they're both pretty even back to the gas, but Busch gets a little tight, though, on exit. Cindric up to second. Cindric to the lead. Briscoe up to second. Briscoe got tight into 3 and 4. Back to the top. Busch going to get under him, but he can't quite clear him. Cindric leads at Iowa. And here's Alfredo after getting involved in that last accident with Williams. He's going for 3rd on Briscoe. Busch back up to 2nd again. Gregson has fallen back to 5th. Alfredo with a run. Can't quite clear Briscoe for 3rd, though. Pretty good corner there by Busch through 1 and 2. He gained a lot of ground there on Cindric. Oh, Cindric gets tight into 3. Busch with a run to the bottom for the lead off of turn 4. Can't quite get close enough to side draft there. He got close. He was definitely close. Cindric back to the top again through 1 and 2. That's a mistake. Here comes Busch to the lead off of turn 2. And Alfredo now side by side for 2nd. He's on the inside of Cindric. Official lead change at the start-finish line. Kyle Busch for the 5th different time now back in the lead again. Oh, man. Busch got loose off of turn 2. He still holds on to it. Fredo had a decent run on the top. He gets to the outside of Busch. A little side draft down the front stretch. Busch slides through 1 and 2. And here comes Riley Herbst, the rookie, for the lead. Oh, they make contact. Oh, Herbst loses control. Up the track, he saves it. Busch had to check up in the center of the corner as he got in the back of him. We stay green. Allgaier to the lead. Followed by Annette, Jones, Haley, and then it looks like Hemrick is going to get to 5th. Chase Briscoe all over the back of the 54, looking now for 7th. Seen crazy restarts tonight. This one's far from over. Look at this mess up here They about went 3 wide again. Oh, car got tight. Almost into Hemrick. That's Alfredo in the 21, who almost got into Hemrick off of turn 4. You can see all the wheel he was putting into that car off the exit of the corner to keep it off of Hemrick. Haley can't quite clear the 8. 3 wide into 3. Busch to the bottom trying to get around them both. Can't quite beat him back to the gas. Haley does clear Hemrick. Busch, on the other hand, could not, but Busch is going to clear them both off of turn 2, but now Haley with a crossover. As Busch slid up the track, Haley gets back to the bottom of Busch, trying to cross him back over. Look at Hemrick, he's coming in hot as well. Busch fends him off. 83 to go at Iowa. Poison, welcome to the stream. Three wide into 3 again. Jones got tied up in second. Alfredo has a window of opportunity, but he can't quite get to him yet. Busch up to 5th. Allgaier checking out for now. Busch down to the inside for 4th on Haley, trying to side draft that left rear corner panel. He is there. Haley tries to block him into 3. Busch drove it in deep. He's still to the inside of Haley. Hasn't cleared him yet. Busch going all the way down the track. Haley's going to clear him into turn 1, it looks like. No, not quite. Almost did. Oh, contact off of turn 2. These guys are pushing hard. Haley gets loose into 3. Busch got loose into 1, so he ran that protective line to make sure Haley was going to cross him back over again. He's back up to 4th. Boy, Gregson's had a rough night on the restarts all night long. He's back in traffic again, despite likely having the fastest car in the field. Caution's out again. 79 laps to go. Caution is out for the 6th time tonight. Allgaier leads. Nobody's pitting. We're likely going to be about 3 laps short on fuel. Actually, everybody outside the top 10 is going to pit, it looks like. Jeff Green will get the free pass, but he's only going to get 1 lap back. We only have 1 set of tires left, so we are not going to pit with those guys. Otherwise, we would. Definitely some good racing here tonight, that is for sure. Top 10 all on older tires. How is this going to pan out? They're about 30 lap older tires nonetheless. From 4th, here comes Busch. Green flag back in the air. Allgaier leads him to the green. Nowhere to go for Busch. Oh, he tries to go up the middle. Between Alfredo and Jones. Contact between Busch and Alfredo. Couldn't quite get around him. Still side by side for 3rd. Allgaier leads the first lap on the restart. 74 to go, but those guys on fresh tires further back. Remember, Cindric went off strategy. He was outside the top 10. Oh, Busch gets sideways, and he saved it. No, he overcorrects it into Alfredo. Alfredo turns down the track. Huge crash down the back straightaway again. And caution is out again. And for the 7th time tonight, oh my goodness, Busch looked like he had it saved and then overcorrected it, and the car turned up the track into Haley at the last second and clipped Alfredo. Alfredo went around Haley, saved it. Oh, man. And we'll rack them and stack them again. Wow, Busch fell back to 10th. A couple more cars hit pit road. We still are likely going to be just short on fuel. Green flag back in the air. Oh, somebody just spun their tires right in front of us on the outside. It's Anthony Alfredo. He didn't get going. Oh, we're going to get stacked up into turn one. Oh, man. I believe that was Clements? No, that's Cindric who tried to go 3 wide up the middle, but the door closed on him. He's got fresher tires, too. Busch still stuck on the top side. He's trying to hang on. He's got a good run through 3 and 4 despite being on the top there. Busch is actually trying to make that middle to upper lane work. So is Cindric. He's on fresher tires, though. Again, Busch trying to hold him off as long as he can. Cindric needs to get to the bottom. Busch is going to get to the bottom into turns 3 and 4. Right in front of Haley, underneath of Jones. Allgaier leads once again. And up to 5th, 68 laps left. Oh, he's all over the back of Gregson. Gregson actually had a good restart that time. He got back up to 4th, but here comes Busch for the spot. Oh, Gregson got loose right in line. He had to run that upper lane. Busch couldn't quite be. Oh, no, Mills got in the way at the last second. Mills got stuck to the wall by Busch. Busch had no clue he was there. Mills lost a ton of spots. He was coming in hot. I think he had fresh tires and had a run on the outside. Busch did not see him. He tried to pull up to block Gregson, but he did not see Mills there. And they're 3 wide off of turn 4. Busch in the middle, in between Hemrick and Gregson. He couldn't quite clear Hemrick. Oh, 4 wide. Gregson got loose. Clements got under him. And Gregson and Busch made contact. Clements on fresher tires, so is Brandon Brown. Can either one of those two pull off an upset tonight? And Allgaier is going to have to hold on. He's got the clean air, but he's got the older tires versus Clements. Busch right on the back bumper of Annette for 4th. Clements for the lead. Annette got loose into the corner. Busch clears him for 4th. But Jeremy Clements has taken the lead for the first time tonight at Iowa with just 64 laps to go. Brandon Brown trying to run him down also. He is up to 2nd. Mills up to 5th. Probably wasn't pleased at what happened between him and Busch a few laps ago, but Busch had no clue he was there. That was a complete accident. And how we stayed green after that stack up, I'm not sure. Lucky there wasn't another big wreck back behind. Mills trying the outside again. Allgaier pulls up right in front of him. And Busch clears Allgaier into 1. Mills now, well, he looked to go low, but then, and that kind of, Allgaier rather, kind of blocked him off. No, Gregson still in 5th. It's going to be tough to catch Clements and Brown on those fresher tires. They will start to even out over time. We'll have to just see how that's going to work. Mills and Busch look actually kind of even. Mills was catching him at first, but now Busch is kind of maintaining that gap. And boy, he does not want Mills to get to his back bumper here. Oh, Busch got back at the gas a little too soon through 1 and 2. He had to check up, and here comes Mills. He had a good run. Busch is a little better in 1 and 2, but he messed that corner up. Mills is coming. And Mills is right on the back bumper of Busch into turn 1. Busch trying to hold him off, but Mills will likely use the bumper if he gets a chance. He got a good run off the exit of 2. He is looking for it. Into turn 3. Busch is hitting his marks though. Mills another good run off of turn 2. I think he beat Busch back to the gas. That's about as close as he's gotten to the back bumper of Busch there off of 4. He must have gotten tight though, because he looked like he might have got out of the gas just a tad bit. Cindric up to 5th. Only finished outside the top 10 3 times here this season. It looked like it could have been the 4th tonight, but he is in the top 5 late. Alex Sandoval, welcome to the stream. 56 to go at Iowa for Kyle Busch. To the inside of Brown. For second off of turn 2. Brown got a little shaky in the center of the corner. Busch is going to get around him because of it. We'll alternate through the different camera angles one final time tonight. 55 laps left. We'll do it over the next handful of laps. No Gregson back into the top 5, so Cindric no longer in the top 5. Mills still hanging out in 4th. It's only about 7/10 of a second or so behind Brown for 3rd. And Busch is starting to run down Clements. Busch has a faster car. Clements just had fresher tires for a short little time span there, that's all. Oh man. A little tight off turn 2 there. Car just kept sliding up the racetrack. A lot of that Busch got back in the gas a little too soon. And lap traffic, if we stay green long enough, obviously would be a factor also. Busch has closed in on Clements off of turn 4, right on the back bumper. Now to the inside for the lead with 51 to go. Busch clears Clements easily off of turn 2. And Kyle Busch back to the lead again tonight at Iowa. Mills up to 3rd. Chastain up to 5th in the top 5 now. Remember, he was a lap down earlier. $50 to go. A bit of a mistake again there. Clements too far behind to capitalize. 49 to go. Kyle will have to pit sooner. Now, that is the issue we run into here if we stay green long enough. We know everybody that did not pit under those 2 cautions. I believe we have 8 drivers that did not pit under those last 2 yellows. They will have to pit before anybody else. I still think everybody else is short on fuel to the end of the race. But if they could go just a little bit longer, obviously they can go about 20 to 30 laps longer on fuel. What will that mean if we get a caution after those 8 drivers pit? That's going to trap them a lap down. They'll have to then take the wave around, and they'll all have to restart at the back of the pack. And for Busch's sake, he's only got 1 set of tires left, so once he pits for tires again, he cannot pit for tires again the rest of the race. Oh boy. "46 laps left."
Careful, still there. All right, you're clear.
The right front wearing out quite a bit on Busch's car. Comes out before they hit pit road, that'd be great. Either that or it just needs to stay green to the very end. Either or would work. But Kyle would then obviously need to hope for a quick stop. No mistakes getting onto pit road. And make sure he doesn't speed. It's a 15-second penalty, and with only a 3.5-second lead, that is just not going to be good enough for Busch to be able to hold on there. And you're going to see these guys that will pit here, those 8 drivers that did not pit under the yellows, the last 2 at least, will have to pit, and they will likely take tires. And likely all of them will take 4 fresh tires. These guys are going to be able to take fuel only if they pit within those last 5 to 10 laps, so they're going to have a much quicker stop. Probably about 10 seconds or so. On a short track, that's quite a bit of time.
Stay high up there. All right, you're clear there.
42 to go.
We're gonna need those tires to last, driver. All right, you're clear there.
Five and a half second lead. So he's definitely widening that gap out now. $40 to go. Now I'm not going to run the high line at Iowa. The middle lane is all right. I'm just a lot better at hitting my marks on the bottom run this track. It's the fastest way for me to personally get around it. There's small differences between Heat 5 and Heat 4. It's kind of hard to explain, but when you go from game to game, if you have only played Heat 4 and then you go to Heat 5, it does feel a little bit different with the handling of the cars. Very slightly. They feel a little bit more unstable almost. Not by much. The setups might change a little bit if you do custom setups from one game to another. I don't use custom setups, so I wouldn't exactly know, but... Eight-second advantage. Now Busch and everybody else with Kyle is on the same equal tires when they're all 4 fresh tires. That is where he struggles on the short runs. For about the first 20-25 laps, we're just over 30 to go. There's Justin Haley in 13th, and we could see Austin Cindric not too far out ahead. But Busch will have to come to pit road in about 2 to 3 laps for his scheduled final green flag stop of the race tonight. Austin Cindric in 11th, and he is now a lap down. Allgaier in 10th, in danger of going a lap down now also. You know Cindric's got fresher tires. Ooh, split McLaughlin off of turn 4 there. 34 to go. Busch staying out just in case we get a yellow. All guys are in the free pass spot in 10th for the moment. See, Kyle might be able to stay out of the pits one more lap here. And he will. So Kyle Busch will stay out of the pits one more lap. He'll pit this time by. Still hoping for a caution, and if he doesn't get it, he needs to hope this stays green to the finish. Again, assuming these guys can't make it on fuel, but maybe they can save enough. You never know. We've had a few fuel mileage races already this season. And not only Busch is pitting, but a lot of the other leaders are going to pit as well, this time by 40 miles per hour is the pit road speed limit. Good job by Busch getting down in time. No penalty. 4 fresh tires. 1 can of fuel. That's about a half a tank. He'll repair that second of damage. And here we go. I do like running the high line on most of the mile and a halves. Just Iowa in particular, I don't really like the high line at this track. .17.5-second stop there for Busch. It looked like Alfredo had a little faster of a stop, but we'll see where they'll cycle out. So Kyle Busch is a lap down. That is the risk with having this strategy. He needs this to play green. Simply because he didn't get the caution there. Now he's got 4 fresh tires. He's currently in 15th, and he's going to try to mow through the field as quick as he can. Just 30 laps to go for the leaders. 30 to go at Iowa, and all those guys that pit, can they make it on fuel to the end? Now remember, Brandon Brown, Jeremy Clements were the only 2 drivers on the lead lap that pitted under the second of those last 2 yellows. So they got about an extra 2 to 3 laps to the good on, or extra 2 to 3 laps on fuel than these other drivers that pitted during that second to last yellow have. So we'll see how that's going to work. But Busch on 4 fresh Goodyears. Definitely going to be faster than most of the leaders. Chastain up to second. Good run there for colleague racing. Oh, well, contact with Chastain. Huge closing rate off of turn 4. Again, a lot of cars on pit road. Jeff Green with a solid run in 7th. We've seen a lot of newcomers in this race tonight. And the way the strategy is unfolding, if they somehow miraculously make it on field at the end of the race, you wonder, can we get another different winner this year? Austin Cindric, sure enough, in the top 5 in 5th.
Still there? All right, you're clear.
Still a lap down. Only 3.5 seconds behind the 6th place car of Riley Herbst. Herbst is in danger of going a lap down very shortly. You see Clements is right behind him. So Busch needs to hustle. So he's not going to be in the free pass position much longer. And Clements is the guy. He could be racing for the win. Clements has a big lead over 2nd place of Ross Chastain. I mean, he's got about a 1/3 of a track lead on him. He can definitely sit back and save fuel if he needs. And again, he's a couple laps to the good, or a couple laps better than what Chastain is. I'm not going to say to the good because we don't know if they quite have that much fuel. 25 to go. Busch needs to put the pressure on. So he moves up to 6th now, passing Riley Herbst. Gonna shoot the gap to the inside through 3 and 4 underneath the leader of Clements. I don't know why they don't race at Iowa in the Cup Series. I think they should. I mean, they would add another short track. They put on good shows here in the truck and Xfinity. IndyCar puts on good shows here too, so I don't know. They should highly consider it, I think. Especially if they are looking to add more short tracks. Sound like Jeff Gordon? I don't know about that.
Careful, still there. All right, you're clear.
No, they need more variety. .22 to go. And there's Cindric in 5th place. Busch passes him. That's a 2-point swing. And the way the first probably 3/4 of the race was going for Austin Cindric, it's looking like he was going to finish outside of the top 10. And Busch could have gotten the win if that happened. That would have been huge. But now, Cindric running in the top 5, about to drop back to 6th here before long. But Busch might not gain quite as many points on him as what he was looking like for the most part throughout the course of the race, and Cindric might get another top 10 on the season. Yeah, I do have a mullet. $20 to go. 19 though for the race leader, Jeremy Clements. Busch still about 19 seconds off the lead. He needs to really pick this pace up if he's going to want a shot to win, if Clements can make it on gas. It's going to be close for Clements to make it on fuel. But now if a caution comes out, Busch isn't in an exactly terrible situation, because at least he'll restart on the lead lap, and there are only 5 cars on the lead lap currently as we run, so he would restart as of right now 5th, right up there with the leaders, so it's not bad. $18 to go for Kyle Busch, trying to get win number 9 on the season and trying to make it back-to-back after winning the last race at Watkins Glen on Monday night. He's running some fast lap times. Obviously, he's the fastest car on the lead lap, having about 20 to 30 lap fresher tires. That is making a difference here, especially having the faster all-around car compared to the rest of the guys in the top 5 also, along with the fresh tires, so we'll see. Oh, he caught Vinnie Miller in a bad spot off of 40. He had to check up. How about Jeff Green running top 10? 10th place still. And he's not far behind 9th, Josh Williams. Gained a little bit of ground on him through 1 and 2. Matt Mills only about 3.5 seconds rather ahead of Busch. Brandon Brown in 3rd, only about 4.5 seconds ahead of Busch. But he's running out of laps, and the laps tick by very quick at this racetrack.
Still there?
11.5 seconds off the lead. It's hard to tell if he's really pacing all right or not. 13 laps left for him. It'll be 12 to go for the race leader, Jeremy Clements, this time by. We know Busch can at least get up to 2nd if they can make it on fuel again. Brandon Brown and Jeremy Clements can make it at least a few laps longer on fuel than, say, Matt Mills, who we just passed for 4th, or even Ross Chastain. Brandon Brown loses a spot. Busch up to 3rd. Oh man, that was tight. He really tried to hustle around Alex LeBay. He's got to go. He's about 8.5 seconds off the lead. Kyle Busch running out of time. And if Clements can make it on gas, it is going to be close. 10 to go at Iowa. Interval's definitely getting smaller. We've had 7 cautions so far tonight. Will we see an 8th? Because that could obviously shake things up also. And Busch cannot pit under that last caution. He's on his final set of tires. He'll easily be able to make it to the end of the race, no problem, but it's good enough on fuel to at least go 1 overtime. Oh, we got guys running out of fuel. Chastain's going to pit. Chastain has to pit. He's out of gas. Clements is out of gas. He's on pit road. Wow. He pitted at the same time Chastain. He pitted about 2 to 3 laps after him. And Kyle Busch leads the lap officially and is back in the lead at Iowa with 8 laps to go. Clements was way short on fuel. I mean, I knew these guys were short, but I thought it was going to be a lot closer. Gregson, fastest car all day long, is in 3rd if we get a yellow. Top 2 on the lead lap. Brandon Brown's going a little bit further. I'm surprised Clements, who pitted with him, couldn't even go as far as what Brown's going right now. A couple laps longer at least. And that means Cindric likely ran out of fuel when he was running in 6th. That is going to be huge for the points implications if Busch could pull off the win. He's trying to at least get to the white flag. And there's Cindric. He's on fresher tires likely now, but he will go at least 2 laps down. Busch trying to keep it that way to the end of the race. 5 to go this time by for Kyle Busch. Hemrick in 4th, first driver 1 lap down if we get the yellow. He would get the free pass. Man, Vinny Miller really slow there getting into 3. I think he's trying to get to pit road. That might be why. Yep. That would be why. He might have been out of fuel. Or on fumes at least. 4 to go now for Kyle Busch. Just got to at least get to the white flag. If we get a caution now, we go to overtime. We will go past the scheduled 250 lap limit here tonight. Brandon Brown now hitting pit road as Busch comes to the line for 3 to go. That'll put Gregson up to 2nd. And Busch trying to go for back-to-back wins again this season. It's an inch even closer to Austin Cindric for the regular season title. Just 8 races to go after tonight until the playoffs to get those additional 15 playoff points for winning the regular season title. So that is what's on the line between Cindric and Busch. Both drivers have multiple wins this year, and they're the only 2 drivers to win multiple races this season. 2 to go. Despite 7 cautions so far, we have not had one since we last went green with over 55 to go, so kind of a longer green flag run to the end of the race here. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go for Kyle Busch. I do not have zoom. Not at the moment, at least. Half a lap to go. Through 3 and 4 for the final time now for Kyle Busch. He's going to win again this season in the Xfinity Series. Kyle Busch will win at Iowa. And he will close in on Austin Cindric for the regular season title just a little bit more. A little bit of fuel strategy at the end of the race. No problem for Kyle Busch to overcome the odds and to get the win. as Rowdy burns the house down. 1 hour 40 minutes total time on the race today as we take a look at your top 10. Busch in the P1 position, getting his 9th win of the season tonight. Noah Gregson 2nd, Daniel Hemrick 3rd, Brandon Jones 4th, Allgaier 5th, Jeremy Clement 6th, Anthony Alfredo 7th, Michael Annette 8th, Justin Haley 9th, and Ross Chastain rounds out the top 10. Only the top 2 finished on the lead lap simply because of that fuel strategy mode at the end of the race that kind of shook up the running order in the last roughly 10 laps. Cindric came home in 12th. That is only the 4th race he's not finished in the top 10 this year. Kyle Busch gains a substantial amount of points there. Busch will gain 15 points on Cindric tonight. That means Kyle Busch is just 8 points behind Cindric going into Bristol tomorrow morning. Unbelievable. 8 points separate Cindric and Busch in the regular season title standings, and Busch's lone DNF at Michigan. Kind of the difference maker right there, and why Cindric is still in the lead. Cindric has been the points leader since the 2nd race of the season. We are going into race 19 tomorrow. Cindric's had one heck of a run, to say the least. Again, I'm calculating the points myself here, so don't necessarily worry about the point standings. We know Busch is now only 8 points behind Cindric. Allgaier had the fastest lap of the race, 23.116. Busch led the most laps today, 66 of the 250 laps led tonight. Brandon Brown was on the move. Started 35th, finished 13th, and the tough break is going to go to Chase Briscoe, who DNF'd, unfortunately. He had a great run there, led some laps multiple times, started 12th, but ran inside the top 5 for most of the night up until that DNF, I guess. So he brought out one of the later cautions. So that is going to do it here for this one. 539 subs now. Awesome. Well, for any of you guys that stuck it out to the end, if you're not already subscribed, as usual, please subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. We're on the road to 1,000 subs. We've got daily full race live streams on the channel. Again, tomorrow will be the last one for a 4-day stretch because I take my trip to Darlington for the Southern 500 this weekend. So I'll be out of town, out of state for a few days. But we'll still be back again tomorrow. Not sure on the start time. We're looking anywhere between 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the start time there. So tune in for that one. And that is going to be it, I guess, for this one. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the race, the commentary, the video in general. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. I'll see you at Bristol tomorrow morning.